There have been cases where a person suffered from a heart attack or cardiac arrest while working out at the gym. On YouTube, you will find many such videos of people dying in the gym. The comments are filled with doctors giving their highly scientific reason on why the person died. The first reason they give is that the person was training beyond his limits, going too hard, overtraining. However, the doctors, with their in depth knowledge on the subject, fail to define what overtraining is. The concept of overtraining comes into play when talking about professional athletes. These guys have to learn the techniques of their sports, practice the actual sport, do cardio, and do strength training at the gym. All of this is very fatiguing, takes hours to perform, requires a lot of energy, and that is why these guys are prone to overtraining. The normal gym goers training for hypertrophy train for around 45 minutes to 2 hours, 3 to 5 times a week. They also take 2 to 5 minutes of rest between each set, check their phone, talk with their friends. None of this is even close to the training professional athletes perform. It is very rare that a normal gym goer would be overtraining. In most cases, they are undertraining. Still, for this video, consider that people are overtraining. Now, there are two types of fatigue that can occur. One is a local fatigue, which is the disruption of the muscles being used. If a person does 50 sets of bicep curls, then his biceps would be extremely sore and he will not be able to bend his arm. If the person is asked to do a set of bodyweight squats, he will be able to do that without much problem, cause the biceps are not involved. But he will not be able to perform pull-ups as those require biceps. This is not something that can cause a heart attack. The biceps will hurt. That is it. The next type of fatigue is systemic fatigue, which affects the whole body. It is a summation of all physical and psychological stress. If a person runs a marathon, he will not be able to do a lat pull down after that due to being tired, even though the legs are not involved. This type of fatigue can cause immunosuppression, making the person fall sick easily, but not cause a heart attack. The solution is to take rest, deloads, or a resensitization phase. This is nothing serious. Another way with which a person can push the limits is by doing more repetitions. If a person does 10 push ups, and that is the maximum number of repetitions he has ever done, he can try and push himself to 11 or 12 reps. This type of progressive overload is very essential for building muscle and increasing strength, and there is no harm in doing it. The worst that can happen is that a person will fail and drop on the ground. Nothing wrong with that. This gets a little risky with weighted exercises like the bench press, as the bar will drop on your chest if you go to failure. Getting a spotter here solves the problem. If you are alone, do not train to failure. Keep one rep in reserve. It is also risky with advanced calisthenic exercises like explosive pull ups and all the fancy variations that can cause a bump on the head, but not a heart attack. Training to failure does not cause a heart attack. If you keep training within your capacity, as the doctors say, you will never grow. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, okay? The next thing the doctors in the comment section blame is cardio. Pushing your limits during cardio will cause a heart attack. The thing that is proven to improve your heart health is now causing heart attacks according to them. If you push yourself during cardio or do high intensity cardio, what will happen is that you will stop, start panting, take a few deep breaths, and continue your cardio. You will also get dehydrated and you will drink water. That is it. There are obese people who start panting after walking a few steps. If they follow such advice and avoid exercising because it is intense, they will remain fat. Cardio does not cause a heart attack. Some of these doctors speculate that it is the high protein intake that caused a heart attack. This is true to some extent. In the case of animal protein, it contains saturated fat and cholesterol that can cause the problem. But a high protein diet with plant protein is safer. So it is the high saturated fat and cholesterol that is the problem, not protein. These doctors do provide much safer alternatives to the gym, which are to practice karate, kung fu, or wrestling, the traditional forms of exercise. Any person with a common sense will be able to tell that fighting is not safer than doing a bench press. The training for martial arts is much more serious than normal gym workouts. The second alternative the doctors provide is to just walk. There is no need to build big balloon like muscles. It will not impress anyone. If you want to exercise, then just walk. The gym is so dangerous that it is going to kill you. Do not step in there. Soldiers have to go through much harder training routines than normal people at the gym. Imagine what would happen if they stopped training hard, thinking that it will cause a heart attack. It is sad to see that the gym has such a negative image in the minds of the people. There is a reason for that. But before you learn that, click on that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. The reason is that gyms are dominated by bodybuilders. When someone thinks of a gym, they imagine steroids and syringes. These bodybuilders sometimes are hired as bouncers or henchmen by some gangsters. In movies, the big muscular guys are usually some mini boss or bodyguards of the main villain. When people see a bodybuilder, they feel that he must be a bully and he goes around beating innocent people. They are surprised when they find out that strong men like Brian Shaw can be humble and gentle. If a small guy is humble, no one cares. Another notion is that people who are bad at studies or unintelligent become bodybuilders. With all of this pre-existing negativity, when there is a news of someone dying at the gym, people jump to the conclusion that it was the gym that killed the person. The reason why these people are suffering from heart problems is genetics. Many people are very fit, they do not smoke or have high cholesterol, but still suffer from a heart attack due to their genetics and family history of heart attacks. The people dying in the gym probably have a family history of heart attacks. The second reason could be that they had a cardiovascular disease beforehand, which combined with intense exercise can cause problems. It is not working out that gave birth to the disease. If you have a heart problem or any other disease, consult a real doctor before starting your training. If you do not know, then you can go for a checkup. The next and probably the biggest reason is the malpractice at the gym of selling fake supplements and steroids. Trainers sell supplements after removing the labels. These containers could be filled with anything, even urine. This is another reason why people think negatively about fitness. To be safe, do not buy any supplement without a proper label and bill. There could be many more reasons that only a real doctor can tell. You can rest assured that normal workouts will not create any diseases. Instead, they will make you healthier. Do not let such news or videos demotivate you from training. Like, share, subscribe, and do not forget to hit that bell icon.